very much for bringing this insight. And henceforth, we will be looking at children, our students, our wards in this manner, that what all they are doing in that tender age is really something to be learned from them.
Sure, ma'am.
So coming to Dr. Venugopal once again, and it's a question answer time, QA time. So doctor, some questions I'm going to put forth which has come from our viewers. So the first question is, yoga is not just exercise, it is a way of life. Please do elaborate on this. How you can say that is just not an exercise, but it should be a way of life.
Yeah, I mean, I had mentioned that in my slide as well. Like, it's a way of life in the
Yes.
sense, either you take, in a specific yoga session, it starts with joint exercise, followed by Surya Namaskar, then comes your asana, pranayama, and meditation. But what I tell people in my session is, your meditation starts from your joint exercises. Joint exercises and Surya Namaskar are not just physical things, they train the mind to be in the present. Like when you're doing a joint exercise, the instructor generally tells you to focus on your breathing and focus on your movement. Okay, so these are all mindfulness practices to put the person into what they're exactly doing. As I was mentioning, when you're going for a walk, we don't just walk. There are hundreds and thousands of thoughts keep running in our head. When we're driving, we don't just drive. Hundreds and thousands of thoughts keep running in our head. It is not bad. Like, it doesn't mean like you don't have to plan for your day or all those things. But when you have to plan for your day, sit and plan for that. When you're driving and walking is not the time for that. When you're cooking, again, we don't know whether like we have put salt into that, we have put chili into that, we enter the room, we just open the door and we don't know why we open the room. Like, this is all because we are not in the present. Our mind is not in the present. We keep processing things again and again, losing our efficacy of this particular moment. I mean, if you're not doing something 100%, obviously we're not as efficaciously utilizing that moment. What to say, a person, if someone is playing football, they can score better only if they're focusing on the ball when they're possessing it, not when they're thinking about their goal post, not when they're looking at the goal post. It is when they're focusing on the present, the future goal would be reached in a much better way. And yoga is one classic tool for doing it. Right from your Surya Namaskar, right from your asanas, right from your pranayama, everything sets you to be in the present. Fine. So that is about the physical part, like your asana, pranayama, and other stuff. And the yama and niyama, what I was explaining short while ago. These yama and niyama are the core principles in yoga. And what Westerners have done is they've just ripped out this core principle and they've only taken this asana, pranayama, and meditation because that's much more easier to do when compared to like self-discipline and other stuff. So those have to be inculcated into their life as well. Like, say for example, for this first week, for this 1 week, I'm asking my students to practice ahimsa, like in thought, word, and deed. Not only for others, even for the self, they are going to follow ahimsa. The next 1 week, it's going to be satya. So what happens in the next 10 weeks, they are definitely going to evolve as better persons, better people on the physical, mental, and I keep telling about the physical, mental, emotional, and social, going from the definition of WHO definition of health. Physical means health at all planes of being, not just only physical. When you're talking about physical fitness, it's all about a physical well-being alone. And to some extent, obviously, we are just going to get this endorphins secreted for a short while. That's completely different. So endorphins secreted only at that point of time. Okay. And these principles are the one which is going to put them into real world. How they are going to face the real world is through all these, by practicing yoga as a way of life, not by doing 1 hour of yoga. Whenever the students or patients or clients tell me like, I'm so busy, I cannot do 1 hour yoga per day, then I say like, do 24-hour yoga per day. That's much more easier. 24-hour yoga is a mindfulness. Whatever you're doing, be in the present. That's much more and much better than anything else. Yes. Okay. And second question is, why is yoga always coupled?
Coming to that, doctor.
More with physical fitness when it has facilities.
Coming to that. So before we end up, in one single sentence, we can say that it should be our habit, as we have our habit of getting up early in the morning and taking a tea and going for office and all those things. Let's inculcate yoga also as one of our habit on a daily basis to stay healthy and fit. Am I correct, doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
So coming to the next,
exactly, that is one way of putting it. Like yoga should be a part of our life. What I'm saying is, do not restrict to that 1 hour of yoga per day. Okay, so it's not like you're doing yoga 1 hour per day. Second, like the principles of yoga has to be applied beyond 1 hour as well to get the full benefit of yoga. Only then it becomes a way of life, not a part of your life. It is a way of life.
You have very clearly given us the picture. Make it a 24-hour habit instead of making it a 1 hour practice. So coming to our next question, it is why is yoga always coupled more with physical fitness when it has the facilities to promote mental fitness too? Why we simply talk about
because
physical fitness and we relate it to the...
It is much more perceivable. It is kind of a misconception. What you can say, like yoga is religious, is a misconception. We cannot like ask why people think yoga is religious, because it's a misconception as such. And physical fitness is something we can perceive. We believe only what we see. We do not believe which we cannot see. That is the fact. Okay, like this, physical fitness is something which is visibly obvious. You're not exactly sure whether a person is mentally fit, is anger, rage, depression, or whatever it is. It's always within them. It is not shown outside. Like person A who doesn't do yoga, who doesn't know how to manage his stress, and the person B who knows how to manage his stress, from outside both look alike. So we do not perceive the mental benefits or mental fitness what we get in a yoga practitioner when compared to a normal person. But as far as physical fitness is concerned, they just look at the abdominal obesity. If they do not have a belly, okay, this person is healthy. And that's something outward look. The inner fitness, it's not visible. So people deny that. Like they do not make it as a big deal. Like the importance of mental fitness. That is the thing what I see why people are not giving much push as a mental fitness tool.
As we can say in a lay corporate, yoga in education system.
How to incorporate yoga? Like I think like many would be having yoga in their schools as such. All I wanted to do is just think beyond asanas. Just take yogas beyond asanas. It's not only asanas which are part of yoga. Just allow them to do a little bit more of meditation. Wherever schools we went for our projects, 75% of the schools had yoga, but all they were focusing on is like they'll be jumping, they'll be rolling, they'll be doing Surya Namaskar and asanas, asanas in every direction. They want kids to be flexible physically. I want kids to be flexible mentally and emotionally. So try to inculcate a pranayama and also meditation, most importantly yama and niyama. So that is going to give the holistic education and holistic health very much needed for the children.